Ever look around and wonder why some folks just seem to attract wealth like a magnet, while others grind away 24/7 and still barely scrape by? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing a complete deep dive to summarize the core concepts of Harv Eker's really groundbreaking book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. We're going on a pretty wild journey straight into your financial blueprint to uncover how it's silently, but totally forcefully, shaping either your success or your struggles. Seriously, I want you to take a second and just chew on this. What if the core difference between the super wealthy and the folks who are constantly struggling isn't actually about what they do, but entirely about how they think? This explainer isn't just a bunch of dry financial theory, it's a complete mental reset. And honestly, once you see the truth behind this question, you simply won't be able to unsee it. All right, let's jump right in and map out exactly how to flip the script on your financial life. We're going to uncover your hidden money blueprint, explore the inner wealth shift, learn how to choose bold action over fear, break down managing and multiplying your money, and then wrap it all up with the ultimate wealth strategy. Let's get to it. Starting off with Section 1, your hidden money blueprint. Okay, so before you can magically change the numbers in your bank account, you really have to grasp the invisible force that's actually controlling them, your subconscious mind. Your money blueprint is essentially a subconscious map built all the way back in childhood. Think of it literally like a thermostat in your house. If your financial thermostat is set to, say, 70 degrees, which represents a pretty low level of success, your mind will unconsciously sabotage new opportunities just to bring you right back down to that familiar comfort zone. It doesn't even matter how hard you consciously try to grow. So you're probably asking, how did my thermostat get set in the first place? Well, it happens in three really distinct ways. First, through what you heard. If your parents were always saying money doesn't grow on trees, boom, that belief is hardwired into you. Second, through what you saw, like maybe watching your parents argue over bills, which permanently links money to stress in your brain. And third, through what you personally experienced, like maybe the embarrassment of not being able to afford the cool shoes at school. These childhood inputs are literally programming your adult reality right now. It's exactly like that old saying, the roots create the fruits. Think about it. Trying to change your visible fruits, like your salary or your savings account, is completely useless unless you first nourish the invisible roots. Your outer financial world is really just a mirror, reflecting your deepest inner beliefs about money. Which perfectly leads us into Section 2, the inner wealth shift. If we want better fruits, we've got to hack those roots. We do this by actively reprogramming those deeply ingrained childhood beliefs using what Eker calls his wealth files. And the contrast between these mindsets is honestly mind-blowing. Look at this. The wealthy play the money game to win. They aim high, they take calculated risks. The poor mindset, they play simply not to lose, operating constantly from this protective state of fear. The wealthy are out there thinking big and focusing entirely on opportunities, while the poor mindset shrinks their goals down and just stares endlessly at the obstacles. Here's another massive inner shift. We have to completely bust the myth of sacrifice. The poor mindset is always trapped in this either-or bubble, believing you absolutely have to choose between, say, a super successful career or a happy family life. But the rich mindset, they demand both. True wealth isn't just having a high net worth. It includes emotional, physical, and financial well-being all working together in harmony. You don't actually have to choose. You just have to structure your life to accommodate the whole shebang. And this ties right into the people you surround yourself with. The power of association is huge. Look, harboring resentment toward the wealthy actually blocks your own financial growth. I mean, you can't become what you resent, right? Instead, the wealthy admire the successful. They view them as role models. They strategically surround themselves with growth-oriented individuals who are going to pull them up rather than drag them down into a pit of negativity. So let's do a quick reality check here. Take a second for a personal audit. Based on what we've just talked about, what is your financial thermostat set to right now? Are your internal roots, your childhood programming, and the people you associate with currently holding you back from the amazing opportunities standing right in front of you? Let's dive into Section 3, bold action over fear. Okay, so once you've audited and upgraded the software in your head, you've got to pair those new beliefs with actual real-world behaviors. Let's look at how successful people conquer their inner doubts. And here's the massive realization. Fear never actually vanishes. Not really. The difference is simply that successful people act in spite of their fear, while everyone else is waiting around forever for the fear to magically disappear. The wealthy don't look at fear as a stop sign. They use it as a green light, a signal that they're stepping outside their comfort zone and heading straight toward massive growth. Now, when you start taking bold action, you're obviously going to hit obstacles. But think of an obstacle like a locked gate. While someone with a poor mindset just stares at that locked gate in total defeat, complaining about how unfair it all is, the wealthy mindset immediately starts looking for the key, grabbing a tool, or figuring out a way to climb right over it. They focus 100% on finding actionable solutions, and they'll confidently sell their value to anyone along the way without a single shred of guilt. Listen, stepping up and taking this kind of bold action guarantees one absolute certainty. You are going to make mistakes. But always remember, every master was once a disaster. Taking bold action means you're going to stumble, but treating those stumbles as vital lessons is a completely necessary, unavoidable part of the journey toward true financial mastery. Moving right along to Section 4, Managing and Multiplying Money. All right, time for the nuts and bolts, the practical application of all this. Because once you've got the roots right and you've found your courage, you have to actually manage and multiply the visible fruits, right? Your income. The crucial difference here lies between your working income and your net worth. Imagine a teacher who relies solely on a fixed monthly salary. They save a bit, sure, but their growth is totally capped. Now contrast that with an engineer who takes a portion of their salary and buys assets, like real estate or index funds. That engineer is focusing on net worth. They're basically building a machine that grows their wealth completely independently of their daily labor. Building on that exact idea, the wealthy straight up refuse to tie their income strictly to the hours they clock in. Think about it. When you get paid by the hour, you hit an artificial ceiling because, well, there are only 24 hours in a day. But the second you start getting paid for your results and the actual value you provide, your earning potential instantly becomes totally unlimited. To actually make this your reality, you need a rock-solid fundamental system for wealth building. Step 1, save a portion of your income immediately. You have to pay yourself first before lifestyle creep sneaks up and empties your wallet. Step 2, meticulously track every single cent you spend so you control your money, rather than letting it control you. And Step 3, invest those savings so your wealth finally begins to compound. Because the ultimate goal here is making your money clock in and do the heavy lifting for you. You have to make that mental leap from merely being a worker to being an investor. By building passive income streams through real estate or stocks and zooming out to think long-term instead of chasing quick returns, you build an absolute fortress. The crazy reality is not investing is actually far riskier than investing. Why? Because true financial freedom strictly requires an income source that is entirely independent from your day job. Which brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, Section 5, the ultimate wealth strategy. This is where the invisible mindset and the visible practical actions completely sync up. Honestly, you could do all the hard work and budgeting in the world, and it won't mean a thing if you suffer from this one massive mental block. You absolutely must be open to receiving abundance. So many people are subconsciously blocked by deep feelings of guilt or unworthiness. You must genuinely, down to your core, believe you are worthy of good things, of wealth and of success, just to allow that continuous flow of opportunities into your life. And lastly, maintaining that wealth requires an endless student mindset. The wealthy mind is obsessed with learning and growing. They're constantly taking notes and staying open to new ideas. The poor mind, on the other hand, sits there with folded arms, letting their ego protect their outdated beliefs by saying, yeah, I already know everything. Listen, in this game, you were either actively learning or you were losing. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought to chew on today. Are you ready to keep learning, or do you already know everything? If you are genuinely ready to start nourishing those roots and cultivating your very own millionaire mind, drop a comment below and let us know which of these wealth files hit home the absolute hardest for you. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.